Aisha, and I know you like a good entertainer. Have you already booked the tickets and made plans for visiting for this RRR?
Haven't, because Avan this morning told me that the tickets are as expensive as 2,000 rupees. So I was like, okay, I'll wait for the craziness to subside and maybe then book my tickets. Right, Avan?
Absolutely. Tickets in Delhi, we checked the PVR site together.
Yeah.
2,300 rupees is what it goes up to, but I guess people are willing to pay it with this star studded cast.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. In fact, I think we'll have Karan Taurani as well join in shortly, and we're going to chat with him about, what this mega movie is going to all about. I think Karan is with us. He joins in from Elara Capital. Karan, hi. Good to have you on the show as well. It's turning out to be a bit of a problem of plenty. There's RRR, there's the IPL first match. Which one are you booked for?
So I think I'll go for the IPL because I'm not a regional movie person. But I think, the film is going to be phenomenal. I think the reviews have been really great for the movie. We are expecting an opening of close to 120 crores. And if you look at the first week and the lifetime collections, it could be in the range of 450 and 750 crores respectively. So the point is that I think this film will be the film which will probably, breach closer to records of Bahubali 2. I think there are very low probabilities for chance, in terms of it breaching Bahubali 2 records because Bahubali had a lot of repeat viewing, which may not happen for this film. And Bahubali was a second part of a particular franchise. But nonetheless, these are really good times for the exhibitors. I think it's the first film which is going to come all in without any kind of restrictions. I think it's a large film which actually has a gap of 3 weeks because the next large film is going to come only on the 14th of April. So it's like a proper run which is there for the film without any kind of competition from any other content.
But Karan, and you and I have often spoken about it. There have been big releases, big star cast. I'm sure RRR is going to beat them all. But the viewer is still a little cagey to return to the theaters. I mean, look at 83, right? You had a release and soon after that, it's already on OTT. I hope that doesn't play out with RRR.
So I don't think so, because clearly there is some kind of content which one has to see only in cinemas. And we have seen what has happened with the films in the past as well. So if the content is compelling, that's one. And if the content is large scale in nature, like a Spider-Man, I think the footfalls are going to wonders as far as cinema is concerned. And RRR typically is a film, which is also going to be viewed very heavily in terms of 3D, and that is why the higher ticket pricing also is going to have a positive impact on the box office collection. But what the success of Kashmir Files has done is that it has put this entire OTT cinema debate to an end. Because if people can actually go and catch up a film like Kashmir Files in such a large number, which is probably reaching 200 crores of collection until yesterday, I think then there's no looking back for cinema at all.
Well, Karan, hi, this is Anisha. I thought you would have already watched the movie calling it primary research, but looks like you're more of an IPL fan. However, having said that, do you think these ticket prices of over 2000 are sustainable? Because we have seen the prices of F&B also go up materially. And more importantly, do you think the pipeline of the movies which is lined up in the coming months will continue the momentum going forward?
So I think, as we speak currently, the ticket prices may only be a near-term phenomena because, things have opened up after quite a while. And if the ticket prices are able to sustain in a way 2 to 3 months from here on, then I think it's a very big good news, and you'll probably see a big amount of upgrades, in terms of cinema stocks, because that is something which we haven't, clearly factored in. The second question you mentioned, I just that.
Well, Karan, I also wanted to understand from you what is your pecking order in the entire sector, PVR, Inox, where do you stand? Which is the one which is you're betting on?
Yeah, so that question which you asked about the content pipeline visibility, I think, firstly, in the month of March, we are seeing a recovery of close to 35% growth in terms of box office revenue if you compare this to March 19, because March 20 also had a negative impact in terms of COVID. So 35% growth is what we're expecting in 22 versus March 19. And I think going ahead, April, May, I think this number will grow further because the pipeline is massive. We have back-to-back large films lined up on a weekly basis. So this number could even go to 40-45%. And lastly, in terms of the pecking order, I think we like both the stocks, PVR and Inox. We have a buy rating on both these counters. and we recently upgraded these stocks as well. So there is a 25-30% upside on both these stocks. We have a target price of 23751 PVR and 575 on Inox. And again, as I mentioned, there is a potential for upgrades over and above these target price, primarily because of two factors. One is the advertising spends recovery happening faster, and the second is sustenance of the spend per head, which is there.
So, Karan, I know that you won't be booking your ticket very soon for this movie, but it's been 18 long months that people haven't visited theaters. So, on account of this pent up demand, on account of the fact that now a lot of markets like Maharashtra, Delhi have allowed 100% capacity, do you think that we can, for the listed cinema players, see the average ticket price, the overall spends per head now breaking records as things have finally resumed normalcy?
Yes, so they have broken records. If you look at the quarter of October, November, December, that is when Spider-Man, Pushpa, and 83 had come in. You saw that ticket prices and spend per head were trending towards 20-25% versus pre-COVID level. And the thought that time was that these trends may not be sustainable, but currently, because of RRR, the levels have again come back. Now, the point here to make is, as I told you, beyond May, June, after this entire pent up demand, or after this entire slate of content takes some kind of a breather June onwards, whether or not these kind of ticket price and food prices sustain, that we need to watch upon. But there is a high likelihood that it might sustain towards the end of this calendar year, because April, May, June is not the end in terms of the slate, because the slate is so huge right now that I think this could stretch till December as well.